You may proceed.
May it please the court. Detective, please introduce yourself to the jury.
Hello, my name is Brett Burrell. I'm a detective with the Jacksonville Beach Police Department.
How long have you been with Jacksonville Beach?
22 years.
What have you done with the department during the course of your career?
I'm sorry, one more time, please.
What have you done for the department during the course of your career?
I started off in uniform patrol, and then I went through, back into detectives, and I've been there for probably 10 or so years, 12 years.
The jury heard a little bit about how Jacksonville Beach Police Department works. Could you explain to the jury what detectives do for the Jacksonville Beach Police Department?
Sure, we're a smaller agency. So unlike a lot of your other larger agencies or a sheriff's office, they have units that specialize, in given crimes. So whether it be an auto burglary or property crimes, sex crimes, economics crimes, or homicides, we kind of get tasked in the unit that I'm in general investigations. So we get tasked with investigating all of those, and that in a given week, we could have any of those or all those kind of cases on our desk.
Were you so employed as a detective in general investigations back in February of 2022?
I was not. I was actually a detective with our street crimes unit, where I'd spend most of my time.
So what were you doing in the street crimes unit?
Primarily, it's vice, narcotics, guns, drug gangs, things like that.
Did the Jared Bridegan homicide bring all hands on decks to investigate this?
Again, we're a smaller agency, so what has the tendency is when something major like this happens, it's an all hands on deck. Everybody gets called to help in some manner. You
were not the lead detective on this?
No, sir, I was not.
That's going to be Detective Chris Johns?
Yes, sir.
Did you help Detective Johns in the investigation of this case?
Once I got called to the crime scene, that was by the Detective Sergeant Young. Was called to the crime scene at 8. He called me at 9:40 at night. I get there quarter after 10, and was kind of immediately tasked with going and starting to do kind of like a neighborhood canvass in that area to see if anybody heard or saw anything.
And the jury's already seen a lot about the crime scene, so we don't need to go much into that. Did you perform the duty of notifying Shanna Gardner of Jared Bridegan's homicide?
Later that evening, 12:39 or so, we had gone back to the police department, had a brief discussion, and then at 12:39, Detective Lamont, who was second in this investigation, we drove over to the Gardner's residence, and we made the notification there, or Detective Lamont made the notification.
So you were just there, Lamont actually did the talking?
Yes, sir.
So approximately what time was this?
So again, we got to the house at 12:39, and then we were there until about 1 o'clock in the morning.
So after that, was there anything of investigatory note during the notification?
No, not really.
Did you respond later that day in the daytime?
Later that morning, when we had returned to the police department, we were kind of, again, what are our tasks, what things need to be done. So we were starting to do neighborhood canvassing of the sort again, and it was asked to go back over there and take the look to see if there was, I made contact with Mrs. Garner to see if there was anything that she knew or she had anything with video-wise that we could capture.
Approximately how far, and I think the jury will see or has seen a map to show that Marsh Inlet Court is about 2 miles or so north from where the homicide took place?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you what's been entered into evidence as Stakes Exhibit 205. Is this a fair and accurate depiction of Marsh Inlet Court, the house you respond to? I guess I should give this particular address. I had it written down. Anyway, is this the Shanna Gardner and Mario Fernandez?
The publisher.
I got it.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to get the address. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir, that's the house.
I guess it's on the Google picture here. 1511 Marsh Inlet Court. Okay. So when you responded in the daytime, were you interested in what we can see at Stakes Exhibit 205, which is this little ring camera?
Yes, sir.
And did you view the ring camera footage as provided to you by Ms. Gardner?
I did.
And was there anything noted during the pertinent time of the dropping off of the children at 7:40-ish until the homicide?
No, sir.
Nothing was recorded?
I didn't remember seeing anything of noteworthy, no.
So did you end up doing an investigation with regard to Mario Fernandez's rental properties?
I think it was on the 23rd of February. This was a few days after the homicide, just as a cursory. We knew we were starting to look for a blue truck, and we just went over to, Detective Connor and I went over to 5239 Potomac Avenue just to see if we saw a blue truck over in the driveway or in the vicinity.
Did you get out an interview anyone at that address back in February of 2022?
No, sir.
So it was just kind of a drive-by?
Absolutely.
Did you see any blue trucks or anything of evidentiary value?
No, sir.
Fast forward to July of 2022, did you respond back to that address?
July 18th, we went back, and we were going to go and speak with a Mr. Ordway, but we'll end up going to 5239. Yes, sir.
And that's 5239 Potomac Avenue?
Yes, sir.
And I think the jury knows this, but the Potomac Avenue address is in the northwest quadrant of Jacksonville?
As I recall, it's something like 20 miles probably to the northwest of where we're at.
So it's a good distance from Jacksonville Beach.
Yes, sir.
Cross town, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
So when you responded to the residence, was Mr. Ordway present?
He was.
Was Mr. Ordway a tenant at that address?
He was.
Did an additional person show up at that address?
Yes, sir.
Who was that?
Henry Tenon.
Did you determine that whether or not Mr. Tenon was living there at the time?
It was my understanding that Mr. Tenon was not living there at the time.
Was there anything of evidentiary note that you noticed outside of that residence?
There was it was a Bridgestone, sorry, I had to think about that. It was a Bridgestone truck tire that was found by the garage.
Explain to the jury why seeing a tire leaning up against the garage, why did you take note of that?
It's actually kind of a story. So as Mr. Tenon had pulled into the driveway, Detective Lamont was talking to Mr. Ordway, and I was just basically there as basically an assistant, or what we call 35, just assisting another officer, just kind of watching the area. And Mr. Tenon backs up his Crown Victoria into the parking lot, or not the parking garage, but the driveway. And as he gets out, he opens up the trunk and he takes out a metal dog bowl and he sets it down and he starts filling it up. And I'm watching what he's doing because that's just trying to make sure that we're all safe. I don't know Mr. Tenon or anybody there. And
I didn't hear what he was doing.
He was filling up a dog bowl.
Dog bowl, okay.
And as he's filling up the dog bowl, I happened to see a tire, and that seemed odd because I don't know. It seemed like maybe I'd seen that tire before. I really didn't know what I had at that point. I started talking with Mr. Tenon because I knew that was ultimately we were going to want to talk to him as well, just because he was on the property. And as Detective Lamont finished his conversation with Mr. Ordway and began talking to Mr. Tenon, I asked Mr. Ordway about the tire, and he said I asked Mr. Ordway about the tire.
So you don't have to tell us what Mr. Ordway said, but was Mr. Ordway agreeable for you disposing of the tire?
He was.
And were you, I guess, could you have seized the tire from another way, or did they have to give you permission?
It's on private property, so he would have had him given me permission.
Which he did do.
He did.
And that was Mr. Ordway that gave you.
It was.
So what made you think that you should take that tire?
The explanation was that the tire was found by the side of the road, and that had been found back up by the garage. A tire by the side of the road doesn't really mean anything, but suddenly now it's back up by the side of the house, which was reportedly going to be thrown away, and oddly enough, it looked like maybe the tire that was kind of at our scene. So I just hedged my bets. I wasn't sure really what we had, but it seemed interesting enough at the time, and I asked him if I could take the tire and throw it away or dispose of it for him.
Did anyone claim ownership of that tire?
No.
I'm showing you it's been entered into evidence as Stakes Exhibit 97. Does this photograph fairly and accurately depict where that tire was that you saw when you went and interviewed Mr. Ordway?
It does. I took the photo.
With your phone?
Yes, sir.
Pretty cool. I'm showing you what's been entered into evidence as Stakes Exhibit 100. And if you need to stand up to see the tire, you may he, Your Honor.
Do you want him over there?
I don't think he needs to be over here as long as he can see it from there. It may be easier for him. And do you see Stakes Exhibit 100?
Give him a moment.
I do. That's the tire.
And the State's Exhibit 90 is going to be the tire that you and your fellow officers recovered at the Jared Bridegan homicide scene.
Correct.
Which you saw right next to State's Exhibit 100.
Yes, sir.
So obviously, State's Exhibit 100 did not have a rim inside of it.
It did not.
So even though the two tires look the same, did you endeavor to find out whether or not these two tires actually had any similarities to each other?
You got to love Google. Yes, I actually got onto Google and started looking at the DOT numbers that are on the tire. And according to Google, and ultimately later through Bridgestone itself, they matched, or they appeared to match at least the same date and manufacturer plant.
Okay, and I have a couple more pictures I guess I'm supposed to show. State's Exhibit 98 and State's Exhibit 99, those are going to be the other pictures you took of that tire?
Yes, sir.
And I guess that's the back of your truck?
It is, and this is actually at the police department, so, but yes.
So let's look at the information from Michelin. This is going to be pursuant to State's Exhibit 175 and the certified business record. You see that on your screen, Detective?
I do.
For the record, I know the jury can read it on their own, but if you could just read that into the record for record purposes.
This is addressed to Mr. Currier, who was a detective with us at the time. It says a complete DOT number of the sidewall of the tire provides certain information, manufacturing plant, and optional code numbers for size and dimensional code for the sculpture and for the week and the year the tire was manufactured. You have requested information associated with the 265/60R18 BF Goodrich Advantage TA tire.
Just go a little bit slower for the court reporter, if you could. Thank you.
Bearing the following DOT number, AP802T114718. That DOT number conveys the following information. AP, plant code indicating that the tire was manufactured in Michelin, North America's Ador, Oklahoma plant. 80 is the optional code for size. 2T11's dimensional code for the sculpture. And 4718, the tire was manufactured on the 47th week of 2018. The same DOT number is assigned to all 265/60R18 BF Goodrich Advantage TA tires made at the Adamore, Oklahoma plant, the 47th week, 2018.
So the information provided in States 175 is the information contained on both States Exhibit 90 and States Exhibit 100, the two different tires that were recovered in this.
It was.
Did you also conduct investigation with regard to Henry Tenon in this case?
I did.
Were you able to determine through your investigation that Henry Tenon or his father had a registration to a blue Ford Lariat F-150 later model?
I did.
Ms. Stifler, do we have that? If we could find that one. Did you, as a detective, endeavor to try to find that Ford F-150?
Myself and several other people did, yes, sir.
Is part of what you did actually getting in a helicopter and flying over property associated with Mr. Tenon to see if you could find the truck there?
Well, it was associated with interview with Mr. Biggerstaff, and ultimately it was believed through a conversation that vehicle, the Ford F-150, may be somewhere up on that hunting club.
And you were unsuccessful in finding that vehicle, thank you.
We were.
So we'll show you what's been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 177. Is this that state of Georgia motor vehicle registration to Henry Tenon's father?
It appears so, yes.
There. It was just so small. And do we see that on the registration, the Henry Clement Tenon?
Yes, sir.
Did you also find evidence that Henry Tenon had that car serviced at a tire store back in 2022?
Yes, sir. There was a discount tire off 103rd Street in Jacksonville.
And I'm showing what's been entered into evidence as State's Exhibit 174. Is this that discount tire receipt that indicates that two tires were purchased, but only one tire was disposed of?
Yes, sir.
And in States 174, we see the name Henry Tenon with the address of 5239 Potomac Avenue.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
With the 2004 F-150 information, Larry?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 2 tires, but only 1 disposed of. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
May I have a moment here?
Yes.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Right. Thank you. Cross-examination. Mr.
Yes, Your
Hill?
Honor. Grab all those exhibits.
Good afternoon, Detective.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you as well.
I want to walk through a couple points. 12:36 on the 17th, 12:36 a.m. on February 17, 2022.
Okay.
I believe that's when you left the Jacksonville Beach Police Department to drive over to the Gardner Fernandez residence.
Let me just refer to my offense incident report, please. You're correct with the time. Yes, sir.
That's about 3/10 of a mile from the police station. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, 3/10, 2/10, something like that.
And I believe to Mr. Mizrahi's question, you said you got there at 12:39.
I believe I misspoke, but what's in my report here, it says 12:36. We met, I'm sorry, at 12:36 we drove there, so we would have been there very shortly thereafter.
And you saw Shanna Gardner
Yes, sir.
and Mario Fernandez.
We did.
Okay. You didn't call before you went over there, correct?
We did not.
Just showed up, knocked on the door, and they answered.
Yes, sir.
Invited you into the house.
Absolutely.
Totally cooperative with you at that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've been a law enforcement officer for, now you said 19 years, or was it 19 years at the time in 2022?
I've been in law enforcement now 22 years.
Long time.
Yes, sir.
Part of your job is making observations.
Yes, sir.
This is at the time, probably the biggest case to have occurred in Jacksonville Beach in quite a long time.
Yes, sir.
All hands on deck, I believe, is what your response was to Mr. Mizrahi.
Yes, sir.
Your office had already had an opportunity to speak to Ms. Bridegan earlier that evening, correct?
Yes, sir. I wasn't part of that, but yes, sir.
Okay. But Shanna Gardner and Mario Fernandez's name had already been brought up to your understanding.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you get to their residence, you're going in to make this notification, or Detective Lamont is, but you're there as, what'd you call it, 3-5?
It's just, yeah, we're there to assist one another. So we're going to a residence. We don't know anything about it, but we always go in pairs of 2.
Mario Fernandez and Shanna Gardner had already been mentioned by Ms. Bridegan. You guys have arrived at the residence, and you're making observations while you're there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No observations that Mr. Fernandez seems nervous?
No, sir.
He's sweating profusely?
No, sir.
He's being evasive?
No, sir.
And this is, what, maybe 4.5 hours after the homicide, correct?
Yes, sir.
If you would have made any of those observations, they would have been in that report that you were just referencing, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And certainly if they're not there, you didn't make any of those observations.
I made those observations. I didn't note that in my report, but there was nothing that stood out as being...
Didn't see him fumbling with a cell phone or anything during the 30, 45 minutes you were there?
No, sir.
Okay. Certainly if you saw something like that, where he seemed like he was messing with his cell phone, panicking, anything like that, you would have noted that.
Perhaps.
Mr. Mizrahi took you to July 18th, where ultimately you went over to Potomac for the second time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach the tires?
Yes.
I'm going to try to wheel these things over here for you. This was the tire you found at the residence?
Yes, sir.
Does this tire fit a Toyota Tundra?
I don't know, sir.
But it certainly matched a Ford F-150, did it not?
It will ultimately match the vehicle or the tire that was found at the scene.
Sure. This tire.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This was the one that was left in the middle of the roadway, ultimately where Mr. Bridegan was murdered.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you understand this was DNA tested, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that they found Mr. Tenon's DNA on that tire.
I understand that.
Okay. This tire you found at Potomac on the 18th when you went, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kind of by a stroke of luck, right? I
Absolutely.
believe that was Ms. Stifler's statement in her opening. It was just luck.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you were there, you said you saw Mr. Ordway, who was the current tenant, and you also saw Henry Tenon, correct?
Yes, sir.
You did not see Mario Fernandez, did you?
I did not.
He didn't show up at all while you were there.
No, sir.
Okay. And you came to learn that Henry Tenon actually used to live at Potomac, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you found a tire owned by Mr. Tenon that fit the truck driven by Mr. Tenon, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to show you what the state just showed you, which is states 177. That's a registration, correct? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me where on there it says Mario Fernandez?
It does not.
Okay. Whose name is that truck registered to?
According to the registration, it's Henry Clement Tenon.
Do you see Henry Tenon in the courtroom?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm showing you now what is states 174. I believe this was the tire invoice you just testified to. Can you see that, sir?
Yes, sir. I was just making sure that was the same one.
Yes, sir. And I see a name up in the top left-hand corner. What name is that?
Henry Tenon,
Okay. And what address is that to?
5239 Potomac Avenue.
Okay, and that's where you understood that Mr. Tenon resided at some point?
At some point, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And that's also where you located that tire?
It is.
Okay. And again, do you see Mario Fernandez's name anywhere on this document?
No, sir, I do not.
Safe to say that you confirmed that Henry Tenon owns the truck, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Henry Tenon bought the tires, correct?
I don't know that.
It's his name on the invoice, was it not?
It is, but I don't know who actually paid for it, but that's who's on the invoice.
You've had experience for what? You said 23 years in law enforcement?
22, sir.
How long have you been driving a car?
A few years.
And you've bought tires, I'm assuming, over those years?
I have.
Okay. Do they normally put other people's names on tires when you go and purchase them?
No, but the reason I say that is because the manager that I spoke with wasn't entirely sure it was Henry Tenon either, so I can't say for certain, but his name is at the top of that receipt.
He didn't say a little short Peruvian man came in and bought tires for somebody else's truck, did they?
No, sir, he did not.
And did I understand correctly you took a helicopter ride looking for the truck?
We did.
Is that the first time you took a helicopter ride looking for a vehicle?
Actually, it was the second time. It was kind of cool.
I imagine it would be. And ultimately that truck was found, correct?
Yes, sir, it was.
Okay. Was it found at a property owned by by Mario Fernandez?
I don't believe so. No, I don't think he owns it.
So you would agree all the evidence and testimony you just reviewed with Mr. Mizrahi is related to Henry Tenon, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. None of your testimony actually had anything to do with Mario Fernandez, did it?
Well, other than that, it was the property that Mr. Fernandez owned. No.
He rented, correct?
Mr. Tenon rented. Yes, sir.
You also mentioned that you were on the street crime unit at the time that you were called into this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you dealt with gangs and drugs and stuff out in the Jacksonville Beach area?
We did.
Okay. There's some public housing over there. They call it the Hill over there in Jacksonville Beach?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's other rental properties throughout Jacksonville Beach, right?
It's a coastal community. There's drugs all throughout it.
No, not drugs, but I mean rental properties. There's rental properties everywhere.
Absolutely.
And certainly in your experience, you have gone and investigated crimes occurring at rental properties that had nothing to do with the landlords.
Correct.
May I have a second, Your Honor?
Sure.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Any follow-up?
No, Your Honor.
May the witness be excused.
Excused, but subject to recall.
All right, Detective, you understand what that means?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Stay in contact with the attorneys, all right?